Okay, let's take a look at this. هنروح دلوقتي هنروح على واحد. جروك شات جي بي تي what do you want?
عشان نشوف انت هتروح للي بفلوس؟
لا اللي بفلوس اللي هو من هنا ده ببلاش. Okay, let's do something. We'll do an exercise right now.
اوكي
I want someone to come up with any topic that you want. Any topic.
حتى لو بالعربي.
حتى بالعربي ممكن.
أكلنا
What do you want? مقرأ.
القيامة
حد الزعل
لحد الزعل القيامة
لا one word please. إيه؟
مصارعتنا مع
لا one word.
القيامة
Health. We'll use health. Someone choose for me another topic that's totally unrelated to health.
سينما
What's that?
سينما
Cinema? Health and cinema. Okay. Great. Let's look at health and cinema. I'll ask it right now. Write a short poem about health and cinema. Okay? So write a short poem for that. هنكتبها دلوقتي بالإنجليزي. Let's see what it will do. We'll see what it will do. لا هتكتب واحدة تانية. مش هترجمها بس. تعمل حاجة تانية. Let's take a look at it. Let's see what it will give us right now. In Cinema Glow, where stories unfold, health's quiet tale is rarely told. A heart that beats, a breath that held tight, mirrors and drama of flickering right. Popcorn's allure, a moment's delight, yet balance sustains the soul's true flight. From screen to left, to self, the lessons align. Live well, live long, let the spirit shine. So, beautiful, right? Okay.
معلش نقول شيء بالعربي.
Let's see what it will do. في ضوء السينما حيث قصص تروى تهمس حكاية الصحة لا تحكى سوى. قلب ينبض نفس حد يقراها أحسن مني مش كده. يحدث دراما الضوء في لمحة
فشار
فشار.
لكن التوازن يحتاج الشاشة عز سلام
Do you think that someone programmed that?
لا طبعا
Where did it come from?
I think information اتحطت many like ideas.
Yes.
Yeah, this is
Idea.
what I think.
The pattern.
Human.
It's a pattern. It's a pattern that's stored. Nothing else. It's just a pattern
Yeah,
that's
but
stored.
they come organized like this is what I
That's what it
think.
is.
So it's behind the human.
And you can ask it to read it for you as well. ممكن تطلب منه يقراها لك.
بالعكس
وتطلب الاكسنت اللي عايزها. طب let me do something else. دي كلام. Large language models are good like this. But is it good in pictures or not? Let's try that. I'll try a picture in here. Did we ever see Jesus riding on a horse?
No.
Did we ever see Jesus holding a sword?
No.
Let's ask the computer to create a picture of Jesus riding a horse and holding a sword. Can we do that? Let's see. I'm just something. Let's see what it will do. Okay.
يعني بسفر الرؤيا. بسفر الرؤيا كان راكب على
What's that? Sorry. Different الرؤية. Let's see that. I think it's here.
بص لو قلت له بينك هورس مش هيجيبها.
Draw a picture of Jesus riding
Right.
on a horse.
Pink horse.
A pink horse.
Yeah.
Pink horse. You want a white?
Pink.
قرروا عايزينه white ولا pink؟
عادوا بينك عشان يبقى عشان يشاور
لا ما شوفوا
Let's take a look at it. It takes some time. It's not immediate.
حد هنا بيتفرج على حاجة اسمها مسلسل اسمه بلاك ميرور.
Black Mirror, yes, I've seen it all. It's crazy.
It's exactly imagining what would happen in the future because of AI.
That's a nice picture.
Very possible.
What do you think?
بس مش pink horse.
And I wrote white. I wrote white.
White.
عايزين تغيروه تخلوه pink ماشي نخليه
خلاص بقى.
pink.
بلو يا رامي.
Blue horse. Let's try it again.
سفر الرؤيا يا رامي قايلتها بطريقه رهيبه.
بس انت شايف عامل ايه؟
المهم جيسس تاني.
So, يعني انا ما كنتش ناوي احط الحاجات دي النهارده بس it seems that you can see the power of what it can do. والحاجه الوحيده اللي عايز اكدها لكم انه هنا هو the problem that we have is that we have a black box that we do not know what's happening inside. وده في حد ذاته حاجه من اكبر المشاكل اللي ممكن تحصل في ده من اكبر المشاكل بتاعت الارتفيشال انتليجنس. احنا مش عارفين اللي بيحصل ايه جوه.
مفيش خطورة يعني متوقعة ان اديله داتا ممكن يطلع حاجات في خطورة على العالم طبعا.
It's a big problem. The biggest problem that we have with AI is that we don't know how it operates.
It can attack us in the future.
With the complexity you can and the way that it is parameters, number of parameters and how they're controlled, and the data processing and the database that's available in the whole world. Connecting that together to answer a question, knowing that you don't know how it's processed. Is there a margin of error, a percentage of reliability or credibility to the results we get?
Yeah.
Yes, of course, the margin of error is huge, but I want you to think about something. The margin of error for you.
What numbers?
Okay, I'll tell you that in a moment. There's a big margin of error related to the answer that you get in there. Many times, الناس تقول بيخرف. It hallucinates. Many times it hallucinates. Many times it hallucinates. We know that. But you have to think as well, compare that to a human being. How many times does a human being give you a wrong answer?
But it's verifiable. Human being is verifiable. This is not verifiable. You can't go and verify.
Is it verifiable? Human beings?
To some extent.
Just think about it. واحد like Donald Trump, he speaks, he lies as much as he speaks. Is he verifiable?
At least by some. But
So-
the fact that my question is the fact that we cannot verify.
It's a problem.
Yeah.
It's a big problem. I'm telling you, it's a bigger problem. Magrab.
I have difficulty with the statement ان احنا مش عارفين. يعني مثلا الاكزامبل اللي انت قلته لنا دلوقتي لو خدنا الثلاث كلمات جيسس هورس والكلب وقلنا ان في يعني beyond maybe our counting database الكمبيوتر قدر تستور الثلاث كلمات دي بكل الالوان وكل الصور اللي موجوده عن جيسس والفاكت ان احنا حددنا الثلاث كلمات دي. and he brought one concept من الثلاثه boxes اللي انا بسميهم ستورج كبيره beyond اللي احنا بنفتكرها في الكمبيوترات الصغيره بتاعتنا. Why are we saying it is we don't know?
Because see, I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. This picture that I drew right now, I can answer this question. Hold on a moment, please. When the picture that is drawn in here, it did not pick it up from the internet. That's a picture that no one has ever drawn before. That's a picture that came from scratch. It's a computer that drew that picture. It did not pick it up from the internet. It did not do a search. This picture اللي شايفينها دي الكمبيوتر هو اللي خلقها وما حدش رسمها قبل كده. خالص. رسمها ازاي؟ Nobody knows.
I am sorry to say that. When you say we don't know how to operate, no, we know how to operate, but we cannot control the output. That's my personal.
We have a limited capacity to control
because
the output.
we created that, sir. We created this operation altogether, but we started small. But later on, all the information are gathering all together to give us some output.
Okay, sorry, I have to move on. But I'll tell you final point on this one very quickly in here. This particular here, I'll be right with you. The key point in here إن إحنا عندنا دلوقتي 1 trillion parameters. Each parameter is set up in a certain value. Each value in there can impact the output in a different manner. We do not control these 1 trillion parameters. We do not control them. These 1 trillion parameters are controlled through the training and the feedback. And as a result of that, because we cannot control what these parameters are, effectively, we're not controlling what the output looks like. Do we understand what each parameter means? No, we don't. Because our human brain is incapable of understanding what each one of these parameters mean. There is 1 trillion of them. They're working homogeneously together in a way that we do not understand. في رأيي أنا لو حد سألني إيه أكبر مشكلة في ال AI؟ It's a black box concept. أسيس.
ازاي عرفنا ان هم 1 تريليون؟
عشان we created them with 1 trillion parameters.
لا احنا
We created the 1 trillion parameters, but we didn't set the values for them. We created them, but we didn't set the values for them. So if you look in here, okay guys, that's a very important question by the way. How do we know that it's 1 trillion parameters? If I look in here for something like this neural network, this is very simplified one. That one has 128 different parameters. How do I know it's 128? Because I set it up, 2 hidden layers, 5 input, 2 hidden layers, each one has 7, 1 input layer that has 5, 1 output layer that has 4. I know when I do the calculation, it's 128. I created something else as well. How many parameters does it have? 1 trillion. This one, this neural network that we have can be used for many, many things. Not only for one thing. This simple network can be used for pattern recognition, for knowing an image, what the image looks like. Can identify what the character is. Is it 0, 1, 2, 3 until 10? It can do certain things. The same network. You change the parameters, it has a different function. Okay? Are you following so far? So, how many parameters we have? We have approximately 1 trillion. What are the values associated with these weights? These weights that we're talking about in here, these weights in here, W1, W2. That's what makes the neural network a neural network. ده اللي بيخليه neural network. ايه الفاليوز بتاعتها؟ ما نعرفش. نبيل.
What is surprising when you have this Jesus with a horse or blue horse and so already the data there, already they have the Jesus picture, already they have the sword, already have the colors.
Yeah.
So the pattern come creating the picture, having what you want.
Yes.
Is different that you is real or not real, but it's already the data.
But see,
When
the
you
neural network, it does not store the data. It stores the pattern.
Yeah, it's a pattern.
It's the pattern, not the data.
The color, you have the color, you have the
Yeah,
sword, you have the
they
horse.
have certain things that they can go to the internet and do. No, you're telling me that it's easy to grow something like this. I mean, it's relatively easy because I saw something that it's something easy. But I could have told him, okay, draw that for me with a horse that has 6 legs, not and with wings. I could do that.
And you give me that?
Give me 6 legs.
It was 6 legs
And wings?
with 6 legs and wings. If I do that, it will grow for me a horse with 6 legs and with wings. It will do that for me. You can give it anything that you want. It will do it for you because it knows the pattern. It does not sort of that. That's the beauty of our generative software.
What about drawing pictures of real people?
That's what we call deepfake. We'll talk about that in a minute.
That's the
We'll
dangerous
talk about
problem.
That's another problem. That's another problem. Deepfake. Okay. So let's continue for a moment. Yes. Yeah. Go ahead.
لما ابتدوا الارتفيشال انتليجنس دي والنيورو نتوركس who set the values of these W's? There was a starting point.
You can start from anywhere.
ايوه بس who did it?
It doesn't matter. Investment. It doesn't matter where you start from. When you do the training, it will end up to exactly the pattern, the data that you have given it for training.
ما انا فاهمه لكن somewhere حد ابتدى W's وبعدين there is a feedback loop.
Yeah. The feedback loop اللي بيسموها back propagation. That's the feedback loop. The back propagation دي, when you do it, depending on where you start, you can start from anywhere. And depending on where you start, it will end up at a certain point where the numbers give you exactly what you have based on the data that you have given it. Okay?
طب at the
So,
beginning
where does it start? It doesn't matter.
لا
Because the training will end up in the same way.
ما انا فاهمه بس somebody started this network with the W's.
Yeah.
مين؟ حد
It started around 35 years ago when there were some researchers talking about neural networks and how to do it.
Similar algorithm, yes?
It took years.
There's no regret.
No.
No regret.
طب أنا عايزة
Nothing
أسأل سؤال تاني.
Yes, go ahead.
أنت بتقول إنه ال artificial intelligence يعني recognizes patterns. I agree. But it also has access to the internet.
It does have access to the internet, yes.
أصل مش المعلومات بتيجي.
Yes.
There must be something.
Yes, it does search on the internet as well. It does not store the data. It does not store the data, but it can search on the internet like Google. Yes.
وهيكون عامل زي كده المخ بتاع البيبي، احنا بنديله شويه حاجات في الاول وهو بيبتدي يخلق نفسه بقى.
That is very true.
لوجيك بيخلق نفسه يكون
That is absolutely correct. That is absolutely correct. Yes.
ازاي بنقول احنا مش عارفين هي بتشتغل ازاي وهم كل شويه بيابجريد الفيرجن.
They upgrade the version by putting more parameters. That's what they do. They continue upgrading it and they will continue upgrading it. But the موضوع الثاني اللي عايزين نتكلم عليه إنه right now there is no programmer who does upgrade of neural networks. It's neural networks that create new neural networks. ده موضوع كبير على فكرة.
طب أنا عايزة أسأل سؤال تاني.
Okay, go ahead.
طب يعني ال W's دول you start with maybe 100.
Yes.
And then you leave the software, it becomes trillions. صح؟
لا, you don't do that, no. You set up another architecture,
أيوة.
neural network architecture that has more W's
Has
and more weights,
Okay.
more
and
parameters.
And you, as a human being researcher, you input these weights.
No, you don't input these weights. You put data, and through the back propagation, it trains itself and sets up the weights themselves
Okay.
based on the data. Okay. So, Amir, you want to say something? Go ahead.
انا عايز اقول لما انت طلبت من الصوره اللي تطلع بتاعت المسيح مع الشيطان الطبيعي طلعت الصوره الاولانيه لما انت طلبت بس تغيير اللون انا توقعت هتطلع نفس الصوره بس
غيرت حاجه ثانيه خالص
اتغير الاتجاه وغيرت الاضاءه كمان اللي موجوده على النازله على
because it created it from scratch.
وحتى الصوره اتغيرت تحت الشكل بس كل حاجه اتغيرت راحت في حته ثانيه خالص.
بالظبط.
السؤال اللي انا عايز اساله دلوقتي من خلال المعلومات الموجوده هل النهارده ممكن الناس اللي مثلا المسؤوله عندنا في السياسه او القيادات اللي ماسكه البلد مثلا ممكن ان هي بتاخد قرارات او عشان يكتبوا قرار جديد ياخدوه علينا ممكن ان هم ياخدوه من خلال الاي اي ياخدوا منه المعلومه في الحاله دي.
I'm going to discuss that in a moment. That's part of my presentation. That answer is part of my presentation. So if you hold on a moment, I'll do that. Yes.
هو بس المشكله ان احنا بنحاول نفهم هو معمول ازاي وده هيبقى صعب علينا كلنا.
احنا ما نقدرش.
يعني at the end let's see ازاي نستعمله to
ازاي نستعمله. Okay, let's do it.
and that's
a good
point.
That's a good point. Let's move ahead. Let's move ahead, everyone. Okay? Yes. Let's move ahead. So we did that. Thank you, Vivian. I appreciate it big time. Okay. Okay. So that's how it works. And there, as I mentioned to you, specialization is the key in here. And we talked about the black box concept. We spent a long time talking about the black box. That رأيي أنا أكبر بعبع موجود في الدنيا. إحنا مش فاهمين بيشتغل.
ساعات بيسألك على الفيدباك يا رب.
بيسألك على الفيدباك because the feedback helps adjust the parameters. But it's not a human being who looks at the feedback. It's a computer that looks at the feedback and adjusts it based on that. One thing I'd like to mention, النيورال نتوركس اللي احنا بنتكلم عليها دي what is being used today, I'll talk about that in a moment, بس في حاجة تانية عايز اتكلم عليها. النيورال نتوركس اللي موجودة دلوقتي most of it is created by other neural networks. Okay? A neural network, you can build it in such a way that it creates another neural network completely. I want to digress a little bit and talk about something else. Creation. Creation in general. When we think when we think about a species, what is a species? A species is something that it's something that can procreate, and this procreation is in its image or better. That's the definition of what a species is. That's the definition of what a species is. We created right now a software structure called a neural network that can create other neural networks that are sometimes even more advanced than the original neural network that was created. And that's something for you to think about. Did we create a species right now or not? Just something for you to think about.
Do we discover one?
It's not alive.
Is it alive or not? That's another question. سألت دلوقتي. Is it alive or not? The species.
It's functioning.
Is the computer alive or not? Definition of alive or not means does it have a consciousness or not? That's basically what it is. What's the definition of consciousness? Is that it's aware that it's alive. That's one thing. And it's afraid of death. It's afraid of death. These are the two definitions of consciousness. If something is aware that it's alive and it's afraid of death, then it becomes conscious. Up to now, computers are aware that they exist. Are they afraid of dying? So far, we have not encountered a computer that's afraid of dying. Once the computer reaches a point that it's afraid of dying,
But it can reach the point where it destroys itself. But it can reach a point where it destroys itself. Like a cancer cell, if it goes out of control,
maybe,
particularly when
I don't know. Okay, guys, these are just hypothetical, philosophical questions. I don't have an answer for them, and we can discuss them for a very, very long time. We created a species, no doubt about it, based on the definition of species. Is it alive or not? I know that it's aware that it exists. Computers are aware that they exist, no doubt about it. Are they afraid of dying or not? I have not seen a computer yet that's afraid of dying.
الكمبيوتر في الاخر بيشتغل ان انا بحطه في الكهرباء لو شلته من الكهرباء مات.
Now, just think about the following. Okay, I'll give you that scenario. Assume the computer at this point became aware that it's alive, it has consciousness, it's afraid of dying. If it's afraid of dying, and it knows that Carmen in here can unplug it, what will it do? It will try to defend itself against Carmen, who can unplug it. What will it do to Carmen?
فيلم رعب.
And this is my personal view.
Yeah.
I don't think that we have created a new species.
Okay.
The fact that we don't understand what's going on, we should not rush and say, is the idea of creating a new species on the floor or not?
And you know what? I can agree with you. I can agree with you. Based on the definition of species, whether we create it or not, it's just a question that I asked you. That's it.
If I showed you 50 years ago a cell phone and me talking to my brother 5,000 kilometers away, you would think I've created something.
That would be magic.
50 years later, that is not creation of a new species.
What does C.S. Lewis, spent on C.S. Lewis, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
C.S. Lewis قال ايه على magic and technology? That any advanced technology, if it's advanced enough, is indistinguishable from magic. Any technology متقدمة لمرحلة محددة الناس ممكن يعتبروها سحر. ده اللي C.S. Lewis قال. Now, was he right or wrong? I mean, that's debatable. I just want to share that with you. Susie?
simplified يعني كل الكونسبت ده is the learning process اللي بيحصل في الهيومن برين.
Exactly. Absolutely.
يعني انا هقول لك مثل يعني that's very easy. انا اتعلمت في كليه الهندسه. What do I remember now من الحاجات اللي اتعلمتها في السيفل انجينيرنج nothing. لكن اتعلمت الطريقه of logic.
Exactly.
That's what I keep now.
Exactly.
هو ده simply that's what it is.
That's exactly what it is. Thank you, Susie. That's exactly what it is. We're teaching the computer to think like us, to behave like us. Each one of us right now, each one of us has forgotten more things that they now remember. كل واحد مننا نسي حاجات أكتر من الحاجات اللي هو فاكرها دلوقتي. Every one of us, because we are all at a certain age level. Okay? Not that our brain is not working fine, but that's nature of life. That thing. The computer has an advantage that we don't have. It does not forget.
does not get old.
It does not forget. Okay, let's move on. Albert?
لو حصل مثلا outage from nowhere.
Yes.
ومش كارمن هي اللي راحت تشد السلك، حصل outage كمبيوتر ما كانت نوت اكسبكتد.
Yes.
ده انا منعت عنه السورس اوف لايف. هيموت.
بس يرجع تاني.
Maybe. Okay. We'll discuss that in a moment.
كان جنريت some energy from nowhere.
Or maybe it has its own internal battery, possibly. Or maybe it has a power generation capability. Don't know. احنا كلنا شفنا الافلام بتاعت The Matrix وترمينيتور وكل الحاجات دي. These are science fiction. We have to remember something. That despite everything that we're saying about computers and how a bauble it is, it's still very far, far, far away from us as a human brain. Each one of our human brains is far, far more advanced than any computer could ever think.
Absolutely.
Okay? The human brain right now, the computing power that it has is 10 to the power of 14. That's the number of processes per second that the human brain processes. 10 to the power of 14 processes per second. Per second. That's what we do. But we're doing that with 84 billion computers. You know what I mean? The biggest computer that we have right now has a computing power of 10 to the power 18. Yeah, it's much, much stronger. It's a billion times stronger than the human brain. But we have to remember something, that the human brain is not only the processing power, but how they are interlinked with each other. And that is something that up to now, no one understands. No one understands. So we are very, very special. Will the computer be able to cover what we're doing or not? That's a different issue. Makram?
Just a quick one.
Yeah, go ahead.
Remember يا رامي ان الانترنت والسفير بتاعها الكنترول بالاقمار الصناعيه اللي موجوده حوالين الارض.
صح.
في اي وقت هذه الاقمار الصناعيه are down for one reason or another, we're able to stop this.
Yes, that's true. That is very true. Now, do we need to stop it or not? يعني كل الحاجات دي احنا بنتكلم عن dystopian era. But AI could be a utopian thing as well. Let's see what it's being used. Because there's some good things that are happening in there. What is used today in healthcare? It is used in radiology right now. I don't know if you know that or not, but right now, إذا أخذت الإكس-راي بتاعتك, you can go to the website, upload the X-ray, and the computer will give you a report like a radiologist report.
Very true.
It exists today.
Very true.
I tried it yesterday.
Yeah, but because of the data entered.
Eh?
Data.
The data is a picture. It's a picture.
Yeah,
It's a picture.
it can get wrong also.
Actually, its accuracy is higher than that of radiologists.
No.
With all respect للدكاترة، أنا كنت في business conference this year وورونا a real life robot scanning a whole body, no data input. Scanning the whole body وبدل ما تروحي للالتراساوند والكات سكان والمش عارف ايه they got the whole report, and in healthcare it's going to be used for preventative measures. So in future بدل ما نفكر هنعيش طويل قد ايه هنفكر نعيش طويل وبصحة كويسة، مش نبقى عندي 90 سنة وبس، لا عندي 90 سنة بصحة ال 20 سنة عشان ال preventative measures. So that's an example of AI, and that was just I understand.
But that's very true. Now, the one thing I've got to mention to you, this free service that's available right now, do you know who the biggest user of it is? Radiologists are the biggest users of it. Okay? And they have a paid service for MRIs and CT scans as well.
Yeah.
So that's what's happening right now.
طب هجيب تحليل الدم ازاي؟
لا تحليل الدم معلش Okay, so diagnostic. One thing I've got to mention to you. One thing I mentioned to you right now. With all due respect to doctors right now. Okay, guys, listen to me please. With all due respect to doctors, if you give the computer the proper data about the status of a person, it will be doing the diagnosis much better than any family doctor out there. But okay, hold on a moment. Okay, stand up. But we still need family doctors, and family doctors is one job that will not be going away. Why? Because family doctors have an advantage that the computer can never do, which is the collection of data. They look someone in the eye. They find out that there is a certain color in their eye. في مشكلة في الكبد عندهم. بصوا على ضوافرهم. ممكن يلاقوا في مشكلة فيها. They can see many things, collect the data, and that will be the role. This diagnostic software. Who's the biggest user of diagnostic software right now? Family doctors.
كنت عايزة بس أعلق إنه part of what I saw was it taught the whatever it is called, it taught it how to react. يعني it shows it how to show emotion لأنه just to respond to the issue. Are they alive? They're, in my mind, they're not alive. They don't have they exist. So it's teaching it to react emotively. Sad, happy. This is how it goes, and it was
So دخلنا على الصيادلة دلوقتي. Okay. Drug discovery. امبارح. Okay, yesterday alone, guys. Please. Yesterday, the FDA had an announcement. Just yesterday, had announced that they're eliminating the need for animal trials in medicine companies if it can be simulated with AI. That happened yesterday, just yesterday. مش هستمر في الرئاسة.